This is a hard video to make. It's something that I probably have been put off making for a while. I think it's important, it's impactful, it's the kind of thing that needs to be said, and it's the kind of thing that I hope you take to heart when I say it. In simple terms, and there's no other way to put this, I'm quitting reselling. It's something a lot of people are saying right now. Not me, I'll be around for a while. But in this video, I want to talk about some reasons you might want to actually consider quitting reselling, or more accurately, scaling back your resale operation to a part-time basis. And I have a lot of reasons for this that are going to apply to you. And I know there are a lot of you out there who just love to resell, and you do it because it fits your schedule. This video is not for you. This video is for the people who are working 40 to 60 hours a week reselling on eBay or Amazon or whatnot, or wherever they resell, and they're seeing what they take home slowly dwindling. It's an unfortunate reality that it's getting tougher and tougher to make money as a reseller. And this is because of rising costs, both on eBay, at the post office, and just in life. When everything gets more and more expensive, tape and boxes and that kind of stuff, that's going to eat away at your profit margins if you're not really careful about it. And part of being careful is being intentional about the things you're going to do. And again, that's why I think that most of you watching this should at least consider maybe becoming a part-time reseller, at least for the next year, year and a half. The one main thing I want to really bring up is the idea of diminishing returns. So this is the way I'm looking at it. There's just less good stuff out there that you can obtain easily that you can sell on eBay. For the past 3 years, retail arbitrage was just a wide open feeding frenzy. There were so many issues with supply chains and demand outpaced supply in so many areas that there wasn't those limitations. There was not those diminishing returns in regards to how you invest your time. I think that's changing. Here's a great example. If I go thrifting for 40 hours a week, the first 10 hours of that 40 hours, I'm gonna go to the best stores. I'm gonna have the best returns. But if I tell myself I have to source for 40 hours a week to hit some arbitrary goal or to fit my business into some arbitrary system, I'm going to get less and less items, items that either are gonna make me less money, potentially no money at all, but I'm still spending my time getting them. When what I should have done is spent that first 10 hours getting all the really good stuff, the things that make me, let's say, 80 bucks an hour when you take into account sourcing, listing, shipping. And then all the other items that maybe only net me 20 bucks an hour, which, if you want to hear a little personal anecdote, that's the money I was making for the past few months, since basically January of this year, on my, what I'm gonna call, lower grade sourcing runs. There just wasn't enough stuff out there to buy that I knew I could consistently sell. So what did I do? I'm still reselling. I'm never going to quit. I've got a warehouse full of thousands and thousands of things, but I'm changing how I intentionally use my time. I'm no longer forcing myself to source things and then list those things that'll make me less money. I'm pursuing other avenues. And I really think you should do that as well, or at least consider it. And I'm not saying you have to work a job you hate. Working a job you hate sounds terrible. Don't do that. But I am saying maybe begin to consider other revenue outlets. Maybe you want to write ebooks. Maybe you're going to do some contract work. Maybe you're going to start a new business where you employ people to, over the winter, shovel driveways. There's a million examples like that. Things that are not probably as fun for most people as reselling, but in terms of if you're trying to take home a certain amount of money every week or every month, they're much more reliable and more predictable, and you don't have to rely on thrift stores being good, or flea markets being good, or Facebook Marketplace being good, or the auction houses being good, because I can pretty confidently say that the quality of items is lowered. partially because people are looking to sell their own things more, and partially because there's just lower demand across the board. If you go into eBay's Q2 stats, you're gonna see they actually sold less stuff. And I know there's seasonal trends and all those things, and we're not gonna talk about all of the details with eBay's financial records, but we are gonna talk about how maybe it's not the best time to explore new niches for resale, at least from a big monetary or time sense. Obviously, if you have your bastions of profitability, retreat to those. But I think that there are other things that most people who are entrepreneurs, self-employed, solopreneurs, there's a million ways to describe it, people who make money on their own terms, I think there are lots of new things we should be considering besides just selling on eBay or Amazon. You know, going beyond thinking, what's the new marketplace, to what are some services or products that I can provide that haven't had their demand diminished in the same way that consumer goods has been diminished over the past 6 months. And I think we're going to see this going forward over the next, who knows how long, but at least a year and a half, I think, is a pretty conservative estimate. If you want to talk about examples of side hustles, please, I'd love to hear it in the comments. There's a million things you can do. There really is no limit to how creative you can be. I'll be exploring more of those types of things on this channel going forward because, like I said, I'm only working about 10 to 15 hours a week on my eBay business, and that's the way I want to keep it until probably December 1st, when again I'll work 80 hours a week like I did last year for the first few weeks coming up to Christmas, because that is a time when there is not really diminished returns on how much you can work in the resale or retail arbitrage sector. But from now until probably early Thanksgiving, with the caveat that some people might be expressly sourcing for Christmas, most people, I think, use that time to work on other businesses, find other ways to make money, because you are really going to be thankful you have those other life vessels in 2024 and maybe even going forward. I have no idea. We have elections coming up, but I think we all are pretty much in the same boat, that now is probably a time to diversify and retreat to your more reliable, consistent, and I don't know, safe revenue streams. I hope my intro didn't bother you too much. If you're still here, I think it's time to give the video a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. If you're new, subscribe. If you're not, I appreciate you watching again so much, and I'll see you guys later.